Chubstep.
Jrad. Cat cow.
Creating the oil of Goldman.
Steed.
Chub. Step.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
What's on this?
Mrs. Butterworth's.
Go get it. That's rum. Read labels.
Is it bad?
Not really.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Top of the morning.
Yeah, very themed, Steed. Very themed.
Top of the welcome to the show.
Spot on.
Is this
actually really good?
Yeah.
Is this our Irish St. Patrick's Day episode?
It's actually our Oscar episode.
When is St. All right, I'll stop. I'll
St.
stop.
Patrick's, yeah.
When is St. Patrick's Day?
It's like, I think next episode we'd still cover it.
Okay, all right. I will do the history of St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, do that next time.
Episode.
Yeah, right. Next week would be the episode.
I didn't even look up when it was. So.
Oh, good. Well, you were kind of close. Real quick with that accent. When we were in Winter Park like a couple weeks ago, I don't know if I told the story, but we walked in to this Irish restaurant and the girl had the waitress had a little bit of an Irish accent. Did I say this story before?
No.
And I thought it was, I could not tell. Like, I thought it was kind of fake. Like, maybe she was just doing that to like fit the theme of the restaurant. Like when you walk in and she's doing like an accent when you walk in, kind of like medieval times. You know, medieval times, the guys are doing an old English accent while they're talking. So I kind of thought that's what it was. And then she was our waitress, and I realized like it was very subtle. Like, so she clearly like had an Irish accent that was like going away. So I decided not to do my Irish accent back.
Oh, because we're going to the Blarney Stone after this.
Yes,
for lunch.
Exactly. Well, the most important thing is we have Nick Russo here. That's the
welcome, Nick Russo. Welcome.
Yeah, sorry, that was a long intro to all say Nick Russo's here.
Nick Russo's really
great.
Nick, I looked it up. This is the 11th time you've been on the show. Did you know
Yes.
Wow.
I did not know, and I was concerned that Rosalie was going to be.
She's catching up. I think the next one is her 10th.
I was wondering who's in the lead.
You guys are. It's you, Vaughn, and little Stevie. I think are tied for
Tristan.
the top four. No, not Tristan. But yeah, we're coming up on Chub 400. This is going to be 399.5.
Yes.
Yeah. Technically, it is going to be.
Technically.
Now, is that because you have special 400th episode planned?
Yes. And so, yeah, Nick, I've told you what that is, but for those that are in the Chicago area,
we're gonna let's reveal. Let's do the big reveal
here. We're recording a live episode at Flub-a-Dub Chub, the famous hot dog restaurant in Chicago.
Flub-a-Dub Chub Step.
Flub-a-Dub Chubstep. I mean, that's going to be the name of the episode. There's no doubt. Yeah.
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 400.
So that'll be fun. I talked to the owners there. They were probably had no idea why I was contacting them at first, but seemed okay with it. So
they're going to have to live with it because we're coming.
If people are in the Chicago area on March 12th at 4 p.m. Central Time, we'll be at Flub-a-Dub Chub recording live Chubstep. So
yeah, maybe I'll make a little poster too.
Yeah,
or like a little cutout.
You just cut like on a piece of a post-it note, right? Something.
Well, I want some hot dog eaters to get on the pod.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
you know, like some hot dog people. I like hot dogs. I like devil dogs in Chicago. Mm-hmm. That's my main haunt.
No, Flub-a-Dub Chub's here.
But I haven't eaten there once I heard about Flub-a-Dub Chub.
Oh, good. Okay.
So Nick, burn any other hot dog restaurant to the ground. They won't be able to catch you. The police are overwhelmed.
Do you have a favorite hot dog, Nick?
Anything with girth. Anything with girth.
Yeah, girth. What about toppings?
I'm actually a very simple. This is going to be not good for my reputation, but I'm more of a ketchup and celery salt kind of guy, and a little bit of onions, chopped onions.
Those
what
very
the
specific.
hell?
It doesn't sound simple
like
because celery salt and
it's like parts of a
Chicago dog.
And then the blasphemous part too.
The ketchup, yes. Yeah.
All right.
You only lived in Chicago a little bit though, Nick. You've lived in Wisconsin longer than you've lived in Chicago.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's where we're at in life.
Yeah.
Congrats on the on getting a new season, by the way. You guys were picked up for a new season.
That's right. Chubstep.
Chubstep.
That's right. We just got up.
You can't
Season
stop
one
us.
right?
Season 1 got extended.
Yeah, I heard they might be bringing in new writers.
Yeah, we'll see. There was a writer's strike. SNL's led the charge, and then Chubstep is right behind it. So we're a little nervous also, but we'll see. So speaking of writers, Nick, we do this review every year. One time we did it after the Oscars, and you got everything correct.
That's right.
It was amazing.
Great year.
Skeptics say we did it after the Oscars happened, but this year they're coming out. I've seen a good chunk of the movies on the list. Steed, are you familiar with any of these movies?
I am going to come out and say that I don't think I've been to the movies in 2 or 3 years. 2 years.
Okay. So
I saw one movie.
A lot of these are streaming.
Oh, I've seen a streaming movie.
Okay, good. Okay.
I don't remember which one.
Okay, so Steve might not know this. Steve, don't look these up because Nick might ask you about that. I'm curious what you think about these movies just based on the title.
Don't look them up at all. All right. I
Not till after, yeah.
I was already doing it. I'm clicking out of it. Is Will Smith allowed? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question. He's back in the news because of Chris Rock's special.
Yeah,
they're digging that back up. So
I did watch that.
What the Oscars bring this year.
Yeah,
somebody's got to slap somebody, or I'm not watching.
It is funny that everybody thought that was fake last year. For a little bit, I thought that was fake. That it was like, no, it definitely wasn't. They're mad about it still.
They're mad.
Okay, so Nick, what do you want to start with here? What should we go over first?
Let's start big picture, best picture.
Okay.
And I think, well, first of all, not nominated, but my favorite movie of the year is the Kelly Family Kids at Disney.
Kelly Family. Oh, nice, good reference. It took me a second to realize that. Nice. Good reference.
I mean, really good writing there. Yeah, wonderfully directed.
Yeah, good Chubstep reference there. Nice.
But no, this was probably the first year ever where I've seen all of the Best Picture nominees.
Nice.
And I think there's a lot of good ones. The batting average is high. I don't think there's a lot of standouts as far as like in the last 5 years, like what this is one of the best movies of the last 5 years type of thing.
Got it.
But a lot of above middle to high tier on the Brendan Fraser scales.
Good.
Spoiler alert for him later.
Yes.
But the movies. So my favorite is probably Tar. Because it's a nice,
of course, that's the one I did not see on there.
Yeah, I don't think it's streaming yet.
Yeah,
that's with Cate Blanchett, where she's kind of like this this unhinged conductor, orchestra conductor. In
I thought you were going with trained conductor.
I also
was like, hell yeah,
it would also be
that's
pretty
a
fun
movie.
to have her as a unhinged trained conductor.
Train content, but no, yeah, that one's really good. Just a little bit disturbing and like borderline supernatural, and it's just a great performance. She's nominated for Best Actress in there.
So they ripped off Black Swan.
There's a little bit of elements there.
They ripped off Black Swan. I get it.
That's fair, Steve. I like if you just throw out your thoughts without having any context. I think that's
never even heard about the movie.
That's fantastic.
A second ago.
I've literally never heard the name of the movie.
Excellent. How about Avatar? Speaking of Tar,
big movie. That's probably gonna win.
Big movie right now. Yeah,
that's gonna
Avatar,
win.
The Way of Water. I really like that one. It helps to see it in theaters. You kind of got it for that experience.
I wish I would have. Is it still in theaters? Because I missed out not seeing that. And did you like it better than the first one?
I did like it better than the first one, which I rewatched, but not in theaters the week I saw it, the second one. It's good. Both of them are like, they're more entertainment spectacles, not a lot of meat on the bones as far as like themes and big picture thinking. But it was like really well done and beautiful to look at and a cool like sensory experience in the theater. And I too I don't go frequently anymore. I watch a lot at home. But Avatar I saw in theaters, as well as Top Gun Maverick, which is another good one that you got to see in theaters.
I saw that in theaters.
The troops. Yeah. Stolen Valor.
I left hand saluted.
Yeah. I wore a
Double
full
salute.
naval outfit when I went to
That's okay. That's cosplay.
Yeah, it's cosplay.
Yeah.
You're right. It's a fine line between
Bill
cosplay and
cosplay.
stolen valor.
Mhm.
So wait, Nick, real quick with Avatar, I feel like it's one of those movies that you're right. It's enjoyment to watch, but it's nobody like rewatches that movie other than you trying to like make sure you remembered stuff from the first one. But it doesn't seem like that's nobody's like favorite movie they're rewatching all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because this one's like three hours plus.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That's a long set. Yeah.
Top Gun, did you enjoy that?
Big fan. A lot of people, snobby critics, think it's better than the first one. And I liked it a lot.
Mhm.
I thought it was cool what they did with Tom Cruise's character, bringing in the young gun, the young buck, and bringing back the old Kelly, or I guess they recast her because she's younger now. There was actually
that part was a little
there was a
strange.
very
I didn't
controversial
love that
part about that.
Yeah, I didn't love that.
I think because the original actress is kind of a little bit relatively older now for Hollywood's standards, and to put it mildly, she thought she was recast because she doesn't really look good right now.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a controversy with that. I'll leave that up to our listeners to figure that one out. But Top Gun's good. Elvis is also good. Another theater watch for me. Very surprised it got nominated, but I guess they love the music biography pictures like Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man.
Nick, my problem with this was Tom Hanks in this movie. I think that was my only downfall
insane
with this.
Colonel Sanders character, his accent is just totally insane especially for like a 2.5 hour movie. Well, Colonel Sanders was like a immigrant from like the Netherlands, maybe, but he also like doesn't have a birth certificate and kind of was in America illegally.
The KFC guy?
No. Oh, Colonel Parker. My bad. Yeah. Did you think I was doing that?
What's going on in this movie?
I meant Colonel Parker.
The KFC guy runs Elvis's manager.
I'm imagining Tom Hanks in the white suit, like ordering chicken for Elvis.
But anyways, his Colonel Parker impression is very distracting for sure. Thankfully, I don't think he was nominated. But the guy who plays Elvis, Austin Butler, was really good.
Agreed.
And it did a good job of leaning in on how Elvis was influenced by like Southern, like gospel black singers, and that soulfulness that was a big part of his music, especially their early stuff. I thought it was a good movie. Not great. Middle tier for me.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah. So I mentioned Tar was one of my favorites. Also, Banshees of Inisherin, which Steed was doing an Irish impression of earlier. Setting that one up nicely.
Yep.
Did you see that one, Jared?
Yeah, Nick. So this is, you and me don't always agree on movies. So I'm curious what you liked about this movie, because I had a hard time getting through it.
I just thought it was funny that it was so simple and so weird. Like the premise, literally, what's his name? Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. The thrust of like the story, the conflict is that one guy doesn't want to be friends with his lifelong buddy anymore. He just doesn't want to be friends with him. Thinks he's dull.
Just decided this one day.
Yeah, and just and it's in like the early 1920s in a fictional Irish island. So there's nothing else to do really. So you're always just gonna like see these people. So the whole movie is like Colin Farrell trying to understand why his friend doesn't want to be friends with him anymore. And it was, I thought it was really funny. Same guy who made 3 Billboards and In Bruges. So there's a lot of good writing there, good dialogue.
That's fair.
But you just couldn't get into it.
It was just a little too slow for me, I think. It
was pretty slow. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's okay to have differing opinions on it. That one was not my favorite, but that's okay.
I forgot to assign an astrological sign to each of these movies. That's kind of what I wanted to do it the whole time.
Good point.
We'll work that in post.
Yeah.
But so that's about half of them. Fablemans was really good. That's the Spielberg one of the best recent Spielberg movies, I think. It's kind of like partially autobiographical on his life growing up, and it's especially his parents' divorce, because he's like a kid in this movie and wants to be a filmmaker, and he films everything growing up, like family vacations and stuff, and he catches his mom having like an emotional affair with Seth Rogen,
Oh,
the character played by Seth Rogen.
okay.
And it affects him and it affects the whole family. And that's a true thing that happened. And what's funny is
With Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Seth Rogen. He said Spielberg said he had to wait for his dad to pass away to make this movie, but his dad lived to like 103.
Oh my
so
god.
it was like
that
a long
sucks.
time.
Nick,
He's just waiting and waiting.
Just die already, old man.
Yeah. Nick, isn't it true that most divorces are because it's the kids' fault that the parents get divorced?
Yeah. If I want to put my Dr. Phil hat on, that's probably true.
Yeah.
I don't see many people without kids getting divorced.
Good point, Steve. Good point.
Except my brother.
No.
Bing dong.
Roasted.
The Bassmaster.
Oh,
No, the other brother.
Oh, okay, my bad. Wow, big family.
There's a lot of us.
All right, next one, Dick. Let's hear it.
Next one, German movie, All Quiet on the Western Front, a remake.
Yes, I saw
World
this
War
one.
One movie. Not a lot of World War One movies out there, so you got to respect that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like one of those classic war is hell type, grimy, depressing movies, but really well shot. I thought it was actually better than 1917.
I thought the exact same thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's more going on.
There's a lot more going on, and I like how it kind of shows the story. It has a good like start and ending where it goes through this kind of the uniforms life cycle. It's a cool way that it does that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
they
just recycled all the outfits. Yeah.
Yes.
The uniform? What?
You'll have to watch it, Steve, to kind of
I'm not going to watch it.
It's a war movie. You're going to watch it.
I was in war, technically.
True.
And I had a good time. All right.
Okay.
I don't need
Right,
Hollywood telling me my experience.
Good point. All right. Okay. Well, I won't ruin it for the listeners. But yeah, I agree, Nick. I enjoyed this.
Very good.
Again, I thought it could have been, I didn't think it was like on the level of like a Saving Private Ryan, but as far as World War I movies, it's the best one I've seen.
Same. Yeah, I agree.
I think to win an award, quick sidebar, to win an Academy Award, you should have to beat the last movie that got the award. They're giving too many awards out to subpar movies. So to win Best Picture, you should have to beat like Lord of the Rings.
How do you beat a previous movie?
You have a better movie. How do you beat any other movies? You got to beat the last movie. Like, was this movie a better movie than Lord of the Rings? And
Lord of the Rings didn't win Best Picture, I don't think.
What? It didn't? How?
One of them did, yeah. Maybe two.
Well, that is horseradish. There's no shot anybody beats any of those movies. Unless, like, Star Wars was out. But what I'm saying
you're onto something here
is you should have to defeat the last movie. That's what I think. And, like, the last actor.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Hard to argue with that.
It has to be a sequel to the one that won prior. How about that?
No, it doesn't have to be a sequel. It just has to be better than.
There's this. Okay, yeah, keep.
And then there would be like outrage, like Titanic. What, you beat Titanic? Like that would have had like a 6-year run. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
that's how you get people like me interested. Maybe I'll start my own show.
There you go. Do we have anything else, Nick?
Yeah, we have Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
Which I don't know if it's streaming, but that was like one of the big
on
like indie darlings of the year.
Yeah, Showtime. It's on.
It's pretty good. I think it's a little overrated just because people like kind of went crazy for it.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit. I didn't love the acting in some of it. I thought it was a little bit campy sometimes. Like a little. Yeah. That was my only problem with it.
Overall, it was like balls to the wall intensity. Like
yes,
I want to put on the record that I'm kind of done with multiverses. There's just too much of that going on, and that's a big part of this movie.
Yeah,
but good performances, like at least by like the non-crazier ones, folks in it. But I think it's good. It's good to see some. This was like an Asian Chinese immigrant story. It's good to see some good representation there, and the actress that's up for Best Actress might win it. And
was she the daughter?
Been around for a while.
Is it the daughter that's?
No, it's the mom. Although
the mom.
Daughter might be up for supporting or something.
The daughter is in Marvelous Miss Maisel, and she's a great character in that.
Oh, cool.
So
the dad was like, the dad came around with Indiana Jones and Goonies back in the day. He was like,
really?
The classic kid, the Asian kid in those movies.
Is he the one? Is he the one that was in Encino Man with Brendan Fraser? I think because I've seen them do a bunch of things recently.
I've seen them do things together too.
Yes.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So that they were together in Encino Man forever ago.
Should I watch Encino Man? It's probably pretty crazy. I haven't seen it, right?
I would say it's, you got to know what it is going into it. It's just a silly movie.
Yeah.
But it's very 90s. It's very classic Pauly Shore. It's like Pauly Shore's heyday. I would watch it for that, reason alone, but don't go in there thinking it's not highbrow comedy. So as long as you
gotcha.
Temper expectations.
Fair game. Then we only have a couple more. Triangle of Sadness. That one, it's a comedy, there's a lot of like rich people critiques, eat the rich type movies out right now. And this one won the best prize at Cannes in France, in the south of France, that famous film festival. So it had a lot going into this Oscar run.
I watched this one as well. Crazy that main girl died.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy. It was weird because watching this movie, you see like the scar on the girl's stomach, and like I thought it was maybe part of the movie and things like that. But that's literally the scar she had from the surgery that she ended up getting like an infection in that from that surgery later on. It was not as a result, but whatever. She lost a body part and it caused her to get I can't remember exactly, some bacterial infection is how she died, I believe, years later. Because of the car accident where she got that surgery that had the scar.
Got it.
But Nick, a quick conversation about this movie. It made me like never want to go on one of those type of cruises. Like it makes me so uncomfortable to me. I don't know if, not everybody's the same way, but like to have somebody waiting on me like that, where it seems so fake that everybody's like, they have to pretend like they're so happy to be there, and like the workers I'm talking about.
Yes, that one was excessive too.
Yeah,
played up for comedy, but I agree that it was kind of like secondhand embarrassment, and it got a little gross humor too.
Especially
in
when
a very crazy way. Yeah. I thought it was okay. It kind of took a weird turn at the end, the last third of it.
Yes, little long.
Yeah, but Woody Harrelson was great as always.
Mm-hmm.
And that girl who passed away she gave a good performance. Tragic. Yeah.
I agree.
So then we only have one more. That'll make 10. And this one is Women Talking, directed by Sarah Polley. Great cast, Rooney Mara and Claire Foy, who was in The Queen, The Queen. Jessie Buckley, who I like a lot.
Who you like a lot. How about she's my friend, Jessie Buckley, as you always forget.
That's someone you know?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
Amy knows her better than I do, but I also know her.
But it's somebody else though, you mean?
What do you mean?
It's this Jessie Buckley?
Yeah, this Jessie Buckley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that. Maybe you told me.
Yeah, I think I told you. She was in Chernobyl. She was in Fargo. When I used to work at Periscope, she came in for Fargo. So I met her when she did the ADR for Fargo.
Yeah, I have a little actress crush on her. She's great.
She's great. Yeah, she's very nice too. Very, very nice person.
I'm really lost because I found out who the Lord of the Rings lost the Oscars to.
Okay,
I found
it. On this. Who was it?
No Country for Old Men.
A Beautiful Mind.
Oh,
I've never even heard of this BS movie.
I've heard of it. Yeah,
pretty popular. You're telling. All right. Hey, what movie have you watched more recently? Lord of the Rings? Fellowship of the Ring?
Lord of the Rings is a better movie.
Yeah, goddamn right it is. Then the next one lost to the freaking movie Chicago. I mean, that's a hit. Chicago's a hit.
Yeah, but it wasn't
also Gangs of New York got beat by Chicago. Who was judging that year?
Yeah, Gangs of New York was good.
That was a good movie with that one guy who only acts sometimes. Lincoln.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
No.
Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. You're right.
Lincoln. Damn it. What's his name? You know his name.
Day-Lewis.
Yes.
Day-Lewis, yeah.
Yes. All right. That's it from me, guys. That's my movie knowledge.
Good
Thanks for the movie stuff.
Nice. That was all of them though, right, Nick? That was Women Talking.
Yeah. Women Talking was good. Nothing too special, but great performances and
yeah.
So
you think Tar is the best? What do you think is going to win?
Yeah, that is a tricky one. I think Fabelmans is probably the front runner because the Oscars love movies about movies and about famous people that have been in Hollywood.
Exactly. Especially Spielberg.
Yes, exactly. So that one's maybe close to a lock. Otherwise, like the surprise might be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
That would be going for like entertainment plus a little bit of art house combined. So kind of makes.
I think that one's gonna win.
I think that the shoe-ins, if you want to play some bets, would be Brendan Fraser. Although Colin Farrell did pretty well in Banshees.
Yes, in The Whale. Yeah, I think just all the buzz around him. Also, I mean, maybe I see all the buzz just because I follow the Brendan Fraser pages.
Every page.
It would be a good story too. Like if the internet would blow up for the Oscars, not because of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, but for the Renaissance coming to completion.
Yeah, and Nick, you didn't love this movie, correct?
Which one, The Whale?
Yeah,
I didn't, but I thought he was excellent.
Yeah. I mean, it's a play that turned into a movie.
Yeah,
it's slow and it all happens in one room. But yeah, I think his performances. I mean, especially because like, you look how you're used to seeing him, right? In the Mummy or George of the Jungle. Like, look, is there any bigger difference between George of the Jungle and The Whale as an actor? Right. Exactly. I mean, I think it's pretty impressive.
No, that's acting.
The range.
Now that is acting. You're right.
No,
and acting. A lot of times they do like to give out Oscar awards just because somebody puts on a lot of makeup and prosthetics.
Yeah.
But I think he actually acts his butt off here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look real quick though, because everyone's talking about the Renaissance. I want to see his upcoming stuff. He's in the Scorsese movie Killers of the Flower Moon, so that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, they've been talking about that one for a while.
Something called Behind the Curtain of Night that I have not heard of.
I think that one has been in production for a long time.
Yeah, romance sci-fi post-production though, so that's good. Yeah. Brennan rocks. Nice. And then Kate Blanchett's got a good shot at Best Actress. So does the Asian woman Michelle Yeoh and Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I don't know who's else nominated for female, but it's gonna be a good competition.
Nice. And then any other like of the side things, like are there any of the documentaries or any of the foreign films or any of that kind of stuff that you've seen that
best musical score, best costumes?
You didn't seem to get editing.
I have to pull up the nominees, but for music, original song, there's this movie RRR, which is like maybe my top 3 favorite movies of the year. This Indian epic 3 hours, like part musical, part war movie. And there's an original song in there that's really good and has like a good performance to it. So I hope that wins.
I feel like a lot more movies used to do original songs for them, and not talking like just indie house.
It used to be a huge thing.
Yeah, I think like pop music
like
and
Kiss
stuff.
from a Rose and Batman and
yes, or like there was even I think a Linkin Park song from like Godzilla and stuff. Like I feel like every movie. Just do, like
I remember that.
Every movie used to just do like.
Or no, it was Green Day. I think it was Green Day.
Might have been, whatever it was.
Springsteen did one for Streets of Philadelphia.
Yeah, and you just saw Springsteen, right?
Last night in Milwaukee, baby.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up the documentaries. There was a really good one called All the Beauty and the Bloodshed that I really liked. Like almost as good as or it was as good as several like fiction narrative movies that I watched.
Yeah.
And Navalny was really good too. The one about the anti-Putin figure, opposition leader in Russia. That had some crazy action in it, like things like when the director of a documentary is like, "Oh my god, I can't believe we captured this on camera," like those moments.
Nick, can you say how about just this? What is the un-Oscar related? What is the best movie and the worst movie you've seen within the last year?
Jackass Forever might be the best I've seen last year.
I didn't see that. I heard good things though.
It's a funny movie.
You enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
It's on Netflix now, I think.
That's where I watched it.
Oh, I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters in Milwaukee with like it was kind of not a packed crowd, but like at least halfway full. So there was a lot of good action, a lot of entertainment. So that was awesome. Worst in the last year or so. There's this movie on Netflix about ghosts with what's his name? Anthony Mackie, the Falcon character from
yes,
Marvel.
Yes.
Not good. Really not good.
Oh no.
Just like boilerplate stuff.
Yes.
Like
That's
it might be on like at a US Cellular with the TV in the background might have it on, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay. I remember the only movie I saw, and it was Robert Pattinson and Batman.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Damn it! He was so good.
You liked,
Robert Pattinson Batman. That's all I gotta say for anybody that hasn't seen it. It's good. It's good.
Hashtag your Batman.
Yeah, he like fights guys. He's like really moody, like really moody. It's awesome. He wears a lot of eyeshadow, and like Nirvana's always playing in the background. It's sick.
Yeah, ever since Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, people are like, "Oh, the superhero movies can be moody and gritty, and we have to make every single movie that way."
Oh, they went over the top with this one. It is amazing. Like you go one step further, I don't even know what it would be. It would just be like a Batman would be cutting people's heads off. Instead, he just beats guys up. At one point, he just takes steroids and like puts in his leg and then just beats the shit out of this guy. But then they wanted to keep PG-13, so the guy was like, "Okay." But I'm like, dude, Batman just pummeled your head in. You'd be crying, at least a little concussed.
I want like a dark Popeye movie to come out.
Yes,
like Popeye is like injecting the syringe of spinach into his arm.
He's never been eating spinach the whole time.
Yeah,
it's just
in the gym, just doing forearm curls, so he gets those huge forearms.
That'd be a good movie, actually.
Yeah. Any last things here, Nick? Any last things for the Oscars, or movie related, or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, not for the Oscars, but I'm excited for John Wick 4. I watched all 3 this week.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's up there with Mission Impossible for like my favorite series franchise.
I agree. It's like I've only seen the first one, and I only watched it like a month or so ago, and I really enjoyed it. And people always told me it was good, but I just had never. I was.
You don't think it's that good?
I didn't think it was going to be that good. But just the way those action scenes are so well choreographed.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Choreographed. Yeah.
Yes.
That was like Keanu's comeback too.
Yeah. He loves headshots. He'll put like 2 in some guy's head just to make sure he got him.
Yeah, he'll shoot anybody like 6 times. Just like, fucking, you done yet, Russian bad guy?
Yeah, and so many action movies can be so, I don't know. They can just be so bad so much of the time, and they just do a really good job of keeping it like you know what it is going into it, but it's like it's still a good movie. I don't know.
I like how they don't do so many quick cuts. In like, because there was a Liam Neeson one where it's a scene of him jumping over a fence.
Yeah,
and there's
I was gonna send you guys that.
There's 12 cuts where it's like,
it's like, hilarious.
But no, Keanu in those scenes, he's just like he battles the guys and like flips them and stuff. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I think that's what happens when you get somebody that's older, maybe not as athletic. They have to use a lot of cut shots so that you don't see them actually doing the stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, his is brutal.
Yeah, from my seats last night at the Springsteen concert, I was kind of like behind the stage a little bit. I could see the monitors that had the scrolling lyrics.
Oh no!
No.
Yeah. But at least they were playing, instruments and singing. It wasn't like
yeah. That's interesting, Nick, because like you would think these guys have done it so many times. Maybe it's just like you never know when
songs.
Never know what could happen, or
or
they're wasted. Yeah. Maybe Springsteen's wasted.
Oh, he's probably wasted. Yeah,
he's probably wasted. Yeah.
Rock and roll guys, baby.
That's rock and roll. How was the concert, Nick? You enjoyed it?
Really good. Yeah, I mean, he's like in his 70s and he's playing 2.5 hours. It's pretty unreal.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun.
I will say before I forget, today is Logan Pierce's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? What's interesting about the Logan Pierce thing? My sister sent me to this. My sister sent me a screenshot of Logan Pierce's Facebook, and it's my alter ego. And I told her, I'm like, I actually didn't create this, and I don't have access to this Facebook.
Right.
There's something Chubstep Jordan created a long time ago, and just created and then started adding people. I think he was trying to catfish people originally.
You
And
probably
I just,
did.
like,
It works
was-
surprisingly easy because one of our other friends did the same thing, and he was like catfishing girls. I'm like,
well,
what? This works?
well, he made Logan Pierce a girl and was trying to catfish guys.
Oh my god!
So it's a little different. It's a little different. But yeah, you're right. Logan Pierce's birthday. Not sure why it's March 8th as we're recording this, but it is. So
Happy birthday!
happy birthday to my alter ego
Good
that I
day.
don't have access to.
I'll slam a bush apple to that.
Okay. Squirts on me, boys.
Squirts on me.
Cheers.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Nick. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for joining.
Good to be here.
Sure
Thanks for the
thing.
knowledge.
All right. The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.